Yes, we're live. How are we doing, guys? Good to see you in these strange times. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're managing to keep your spirits high, keep your wisdom in check, keep your relationships even more in check. Vital. So I hope you're doing okay, guys. Welcome along. Thank you very much for jumping on, whether you're jumping on now or retrospectively. Thank you to all concerned. Thank you to new subbers, old subbers, and thanks to that cat that's having a fleck in it. Yo! Easy now. What? Hello, anyway, guys. Right. We had someone straight in off the blocks. Yeah, I didn't know. This chap is talking about the initial story why I've come on here. Liberalism. Liberalism is bad news for society. It's terrible for the individual. It's contagious. I mean, that's the pandemic. The damage it can cause to the human psyche, the decisions that someone can make with the injection of liberalism. Scary. That picture is scary. Why would you even do that to yourself? I totally agree, Emma. Totally agree. Totally agree. We'll get into all the chats and more. I've got some videos. This started a thought process going, but we'll get into all that as the show goes on. So, yes, yes, people in the house, people in the house. Yes, people, how we doing? How we doing, Michael? How we doing? Hope you're doing well. Is this our Amanda? Yes, Amanda. Hope you're staying blessed. Gibbo, back from the gulag. Yeah, back from the gulag, mate. Back from the gulag. Shoved straight back into the shit show. You know what I mean? 2 weeks of, to be fair, you'd think it was 2 weeks of just chilling out and doing now. But that wasn't the case. I was probably busier in them 2 weeks, what with work, with my family life, but setting up 2 new channels and making music still and making videos still in preparation for the big return. You know what I mean? So I didn't have any break, but it was an enjoyable time not to have the obligation to be online, just to stay off and be able to crack on. You know what I mean? It was very calming, to say the least. And I got some work done as well, which is always a good thing. It is an illness, mate. You're quite right. And yes, yes, David, all the way over there in Orlando, Florida. Oh, man, what a do to be there now. I've got family that I've just moved from Port Charlotte to another region of Florida near the lake because they've just got a boat. They've shown me the house. Man, we live in a 2-up, 2-down terrace. So, mate, I'm buzzing that you're here, but there's an element now where you're putting me on a downer with that mental picture of where you must be living, the temperatures, the skies. The skies, they're big in Florida. I know that sounds silly. Anyway, digressing. Look what you've done to me, mate. Yes. Oh, thank you, Grok66. Yeah, mate. You know, I'm just trying, like many other people, just throwing bits of information out. I'm doing it in different ways. Some informative, some with a bit of music under it, some informative with music under it, all different types. I'm glad you're liking the style because I'm loving it. And by doing it, I'm able to keep alive the one true passion I've got, which is my music. That's one thing probably that is slightly diminished when I was doing my YouTube because I didn't have time because I got so engrossed in doing my YouTube, getting on my decks, doing mixes was always, oh, I'll do it later. And it never happened. So now I've started to slightly get back into my music, and it's even better that I can introduce it into my videos to kind of lift it up a little bit. And it's even better the response that I'm getting from people when I'm doing it. I can't say I'm always doing it right, learning, trying different things, seeing different things. So it's all a journey and a process, but I'm loving it, and I'm loving the guys. I'm loving the fact that you're loving it. Port Charlotte, yes, mate. Beautiful, beautiful. You're a producer too. Wow. Wow, well done, sir. Be interesting to know what kind of stuff you've got. If you've got it published, you know what you're doing with it. Oh, thank you, Andy. Nice one, mate. I don't get to come on that often because I don't really come on just to chat crap. You know what I mean? Only if I've got something to say. And if I've got the time, you know what I mean? And don't want to waste people's time just dribbling on about stuff. So not seeing people driving with masks anymore. Well, that's bloody good, isn't it? Yeah, although I am here, there's plenty still here. There's plenty of people walking on their own in the vicinity of nobody with a mask on. So it's just funny how the psyche, you know, how people the trauma and the fear has trickled into people where the irrational seems normal, seems rational, to the point where they will attack you for you not being irrational. And that's where we're at in it. Yes, a bit of drum and bass. Yes. Well, you know, with all these sounds like good collaborations. This, you know what I mean? Could get some fat ass beat stream thing going. I love it. Love it. It's a nice interjection, isn't it? And particularly like, you know, drum and bass, other different genres. Not everyone's gonna like it. And you can't make music try to cater for everyone as well. I do try and make music that will make a lot of people enjoy it, and without going too hardcore, too underground. But you can do hardcore stuff, and it still works in the mainstream. They've been doing it in adverts for years. They've been playing trap in adverts for years, and if I was to then go and DJ at some lady's 60th party and I play a trap tune, they would tell me to turn it off and you're never working again. But yet they'll sit and watch an advert with a trap tune injected right underneath it. So without them knowing it, they're actually ingesting the hard sound, the underground sound, the soft sound. And that's the beauty of music. Music gets in there, it gets in the bones, whether you like it or not. Yeah, we could call them sheep. And in many ways, I agree. We've done that, sheep, zombies. It's psychological, and it's you know what I mean. The way they've got people to react like this, and this could be anything. It could be instrumentally anything. There's been many occasions where they've applied this same fear tactic in order to maneuver the public to a certain way of thinking or a certain action, problem, reaction, solution. Been doing it for years over so many different. So, in a sense, we're all sheep because we're all not enlightened. We all don't know the full story. So we've all been living our life by a certain narrative, one way or another. You know what I mean? So we're all sheep in the pasture. Just some sheep are being targeted more than others. Fucking hell. Pardon my French. Good to see you all anyway. Yes, Grok, and a painter, brother of the brush. Brother of the brush. I got a day off today. Got a day off. And the wife is pissed because I got a day off. She's had to go in work month end for her, so it's the busiest day. She ain't gonna be home till late. My daughter's upstairs, the eldest. She's doing work via university online. Soon as she found out I was home and had all day to myself, she didn't look too good about it either. And my second daughter has barely even spoke to me all day. So I don't know what that's about. That is just severe jealousy. I've just been sat back buzzing. And from the moment I knew I was having the day off yesterday, I was like, yes. So then I collated some stuff because I thought, you know what? It's time for me to connect. Time for me to just put a stream together of different things, talk to people. And yeah, and this stream is going to be a good stream if you're into the phenomena. So, yes. So, hi all. Thank you for jumping on. You're absolutely fantastic. Rather sheep than a goat. Well, now you're talking about Baphomet material. Yeah, don't bring goats up in this stream. Oh, although some curry goat now. Curry goat, rice and peas, coleslaw, a bit of steamed cabbage, and a dumpling. And if it's not got any juice, I want a bit of curry sauce. Boom. See, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm either thinking of sunnier times in Florida or thinking of stuffing my face with Caribbean food. Yes, S. Kyle. We've all got great judgments here, but thank you very much. It's a very nice thing to say. And the reason why I say that is because we're all here, aren't we? We're all realizing some not quite right, and some maybe more than others in terms of length of time. Some people in the degree of the spectrum in terms of the journey and their consciousness, same again. So the 99% on a spectrum, if you want to work it from the sheep to the ultimate conscious human being, it's a massive spectrum there, guys. That's a pie chart that would be so thin and sliced with different beliefs, different conscious levels, different, you know what I mean? We're so split up in that way, but we all want to get to that top level for me, the conscious higher level where we're not looking at any other human being in an aggressive manner. We don't need to. We're too conscious for aggression. We just want to love. We just want to look after each other. We want to be prosperous. We want to make this society better. That's me. And that's what I know with the love that I get from a lot of commenters on here. I know you're on the same vibe. And I know that when you feel like that, isn't it distressing to watch society go up in flames the way it is, to watch people on a low conscious level act the way they do in all manner of different ways, whether it be to you on an individual level or criminality wise or whatever. Influences on TV, the people that run the TV, the morals behind them, the integrity for the banking system, the fucking lot of it. Pardon my French. But that is digressing. Oh man, oh don't Grok, don't Grok, don't please. I love you. We had a little bit of a connection there, but seriously, don't be getting me head going transatlantic, sitting on fucking beaches in other places, right? I've got Boris Johnson, the ragged-headed muppet, that's sending this country into an abyss, right? At the moment, I can't be thinking of LA. And I can't be thinking of Florida because I want to do things to that raggedy-headed muppet because he is preventing me from doing them. So it's like if at this moment in time I have a problem eating and I can't have anything pass by my lips, please don't come to the hospital with a big fucking creamy donut and say, "Do you want some?" Please. So I'm not taking the funnies. I love you all. But if you sat in a lovely location now, right? Feet up, fucking loving lockdown, looking at an horizon with a pina colada and the lady of your life running round with barely anything on. Keep it to yourself, please. Please. Because I've got to be professional. I've got to get through this stream. Come to LA. The weather's nice, but everyone is completely miserable. And the traffic is constantly gridlocked. Well, you might have made it a little bit easier there because I thought you were going to start talking about nice little beaches and people, you know, not that you're going to be on a beach in a lockdown, but you know what I'm saying. Never mind. Digressing. Right. One more comment and I'm going to start. Okay. You're right. I've been meditating deeply, meditating for love to encompass the earth. Yes. And I have been meditating for everyone to feel love towards one another. I can feel the presence of God now enveloping. You know what I say? If that's what you feel, then bless you. That is nothing but positivity and good vibes. And that must only mean that you're exuding. You've got an aura about you. You're projecting positivity. So that can only be brilliant. And it's unfortunate that when you're in that mood and you're bouncing around on this wave of fucking conscious, like, you know, oof, loving it. And then you just get some muppet who gives you crap for nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, man, you've just gone from there to there. It's hard, isn't it? Because you've got to somehow get yourself back up there. But you're like, man, if he don't get it, then why should I bother? You know, but it's hard. It is hard. And if nothing else, stay away from them and keep with people that are up there. Man, oh, thoughts on Boris at the moment. Oh, mate, you seriously don't want to know my thoughts on Boris, right? Let me try and be nice here, and then I'm going to get to the show. And thank you to everyone watching. Right. Whether he's been manipulated, whether he fully knows on a drip, on an incremental basis what is going on, whether he's totally naive and feels that he's doing the right thing, whether he is a man that feels that duly there is a crisis and through science this is the way he has to work it. That kind of covers most of the ground that most people will get on your back for. I think the way the man has handled it, even if he's trying to hoodwink people, he's thrown money at people like there's no tomorrow, which you could compliment him for, as opposed to countries that are not doing that. There's a lot of poor countries that were poor before this, and they're even worse now, who depended on a living and they won't be getting subsidies. So we are somewhat in a better position, but that can lead to dependency, which I hear when people say, you know, and I can see it. I've had chats with the wife. Some of her staff are on furlough, and they're going to be on it. They've been on it for a year, 100%. The wife has been involved in making phone calls, having to inform them that after this period of time, they're now having to drop to 80%. So that's a year pretty much. And they're on 80% now. How long for? Who knows? Now, in terms of production, in terms of productivity, what are you getting? So paying someone off endlessly just to sit at home, believing that the economy is going to switch on when, you know, the curtains open, is pretty naive. And that's without considering the psychological effects of any individual, no matter what their personal obligations and lifestyle and status. Any fucker, down to the homeless person, down to someone who's massively rich. I can't no longer respect the guy or the element of politics that is not fundamentally speaking up about this on a humanitarian level, regardless of what they truly believe or not, whether they feel that these implementations have to be done to the population in order. I think the detrimental effects by doing it is far outweighing what you're doing it for. You're depressing the nation. You've depressed the nation. You're killing the nation. COVID, right. People die. It's horrible, the fact that anyone dies. I'm a compassionate guy. I've known people that have got COVID. I've known people that have died from COVID. So I'm not a COVID denier. I know the fear that has been attached to it, and that is unprecedented. I know how they're not trying to give you the good days. They're not trying to tell you the recovery. They're not trying to tell you how a good immune system will help to combat this, the way to eat, to sleep. They're not pushing that as much as they're pushing the fear, and the only solution is the vaccination. So if you're going to ask my thoughts, to wrap it up on Boris, he is a detrimental guy to society that is maintaining what is a policy that will probably be the death to society, the society that will have to fundamentally change, whether it be under the Great Reset or just the average individual who wants fuck all to do with any of that, who lives in a woods, who's not engaged in the Great Reset. He's going to be affected just as much as anyone else on this planet. So it's not good for Boris. He's a successful individual that's worked his way up the ladder. So like many of the others that do treacherous moves and do moves against the population, or that's detrimental against the population, they end up waltzing off, crab walking into a nice little lobbyist job or some other job that serves the elites, which will be levitating above the population, and just like Tony Blair, will be in a position where it will be hard to get him. But if you were to ask me, there should be a tribunal on the level of the Nuremberg trials, and Boris Johnson should be one of them attending. He shouldn't be the only one in England, but he should be there. If you're talking globally, the list is long. That's for the way I feel. That's for the way I see what it's done to the population. That's the way I feel that it's done to my life, the impact it's had on my life. That's to see the impact it's had on people that are scared, external from this, whether you've got COVID, whether you know someone who's got COVID or not. And that is my opinion. And with that, woohoo, God, right, with that, Red Pill Phil on YouTube. Red Pill Phil. 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 And liberalism helps it all along, doesn't it? Helps it all along. But if you truly wanted to push liberalism, Isn't it the most liberal thing to say, well, you don't have to wear a mask in the shop? Isn't that liberal? And it's funny that it's like liberalism is actually being draconian, is actually being what they would perceive as far right or right wing. It's like a paradigmal flip, but double speak shizzle going on here. And then you think these people that fall under the prey of liberalism and they contaminate the mind thinking that they can be anything they want in life just by having a couple of bits of surgery might not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea. Look at that. Get your head on that. I guess that's the before and after. Now, I hope the before is on what is my left. I freaking hope so. Cheese and bread. Core blimey. What the hell? Well, there you go. He went from that to that. Get your head on that. He's gone through tattooing, body modification, whatever else he's done. The guy wanted to be an alien. I don't have no idea the thought processes. I've no idea. Not only did he want to be an alien, he wanted to be a black alien. A black alien. Now, same again. I don't know what his thought processes was. Does he want to join the Brothers in the Sky? I mean, what? I do. I'm a firm believer of alien whatnot, and we'll discuss that shortly. Do I think alien races, you should treat them on demographic level? Species, certainly. Demographics? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's not for me to say. I don't think anyone who, no matter how intelligent or how scholarly or how learned you are, you ultimately can't answer that question because we don't know what are going on up there. But this man seems to think there's a race of black aliens. So that's his perception. Man turns himself into black alien by removing nose, top lip. My God. Why? Why? Why would you want to do that? That certainly is going to be a pain in the ass now, regardless of how you look, regardless of how you're going to be perceived and all the rest of it. But eating, drinking, kissing, whatever else you want to do with your mouth, you know what I mean? This wannabe alien has a face only a mother could love. Well, if your mother was a black alien, I guess she's going to love you down to the ground, isn't she? She's going to go, come here, baby, come here. Anthony, what is it, Lafredo? A 32, he's 32. For God's sake, he's got his life in front of him. I'm 50 years of age. What I'd do at 32, and I swear to God, if I could flash back to 32, I ain't going to come back as a black alien. I ain't going to change my skin colour. I ain't coming back as a white alien or a fucking yellow one or a green one, right? I'm staying exactly as I am and I'm going to live my life exactly how I did. Bar maybe one or two little differences. Other than that, none of this body modification crap. 32-year-old Frenchman wants to be a black alien. Has gotten his nose removed in Spain. Man, I mean, what surgeon goes, all right, I'll do it. You know what I mean? You got to look at that. So who's the wronging? The surgeon or the one who wants it doing? Where it is legal to do so. I mean, it's so illegal to do so many things in life, isn't it? But it's legal to go and get your fucking nose chopped off for non-medical reasons. This world, I tell you, this freaking world, He also had his upper lip cut off and covered his entire body, including his eyeballs. He tattoos. I didn't even know you could tattoo your fucking eyeballs. What the hell? Sorry, guys. There might be a bit of French coming out here, right? And it's not in parlay with this geezer who happens to be French either. You know what I mean? Oh, tattoos as part of his Black Alien project on Instagram. A project? That's a project. And the reptilian twist. Oh my god, my god. Here we go. Is he what trying to be Anunnaki or something? Speaking about his latest transformation, he did not reveal when he had the creative work done or by whom. I bet not, because honestly, who's gonna, you know what I mean? Oh, that's gonna be hard to read for a bit. Hold on, here we go. The oddball surgery, yeah, said he now dreams of removing his skin and replacing it. What? Oh, come on. Come on. Modifying his arms, legs, fingers, and the back of his head. Why? What for? What for? What are you going to do? I swear to God, there's only going to be certain places you can walk around looking like that shit. And you're going to really discredit UFO research massively, because you're going to be getting people on another state who's just come out of fucking howdy and they clock you, right? Wandering about, and they'll be like, I've just seen a fucking alien. And you know what I mean? They'll be having like, the phone lines will be off the chart, and you'll be getting your door kicked in, and you'll be getting anally probed. I mean, is it worth it? Why? You muppet. It's your choice. Your choice. We're all individuals. I do nothing but promote individualism. But let me tell you, right, as one person to another, and let's say it, we're all friends here, as friends to friends. I've got to say it, if any of you decide to go through with any of this shit, pardon my French, our friendship's over, right? I've got to say it, we can't prolong a friendship when you're looking like that, right? If I've got to specify a certain individual within my bubble to sit on a park bench and sit, talk, feed the fucking geese, pardon my French, it ain't going to be you. It ain't going to be you. If I'm walking down the street, proud as punch because I've got my new sneaks on, yeah, I want the world to look at me and think, man, he looks good. You can't be near me. Do you understand? So I've just got to say that. And I know that comment is going on deaf ears, because I know you're all with me on this. You are all with me, right? But that's my stance on it. Man, the guy has got it. I don't know, it's there's some kind of identity, psyche, whatever, psychiatry. I don't know. Something needs to go on in his life. And he's too much tea. I don't know. Is what his mum's fed him, the fucking comics he's read as a kid. Why he's not grown out of that shit, I don't know. Pardon my French. I told you, my French is gonna be off the chart with this. I'm gonna try and slow myself down, compose myself, but at the same time, the Miles Platin is looking at this and going, what the? You know? You ain't walking around Miles Platin looking like that. I guarantee it. So if you live in Miles Platin, strongly consider removing yourself from Miles Platin before you have any surgery along them lines. Because I guarantee it, it will be detrimental for your future well-being within the Miles Platin boundaries. I'm telling you, right? I'm not Nostradamus. I'm just saying. So I don't know where he lives, where this shit's normal. I don't know. I don't know how he can lie down. I mean, look at it. I don't know. I don't know how he can eat his favorite meal. Porridge must be a no-no. That shit must be running all down his face. he must have to drink through a straw. And sniffing a flower now is definitely a no-no because you're going to get all kinds of shit that's going to be sucked up now because no doubt the propulsion within your nose is heightened because it's almost like it's almost like a rifle in it. If you saw that rifle off and make it a sawn-off shotgun, it's going to be more intense. So his sniffability is now going to be like, he's going to have a power sniff, isn't it? He hasn't got that barrel, that buffer. You know what I mean? That distance that will soften the propulsion. I can't believe I'm talking about this. But I can't believe a guy wants to walk around as a black alien and get his arms modified either. You know what I mean? He can't whistle. He won't be able to do that again, will he? He won't be able to do that again, will he? He won't be able to do this. He can't do it. All his body modifications, he's going to hit his hands with them fucking studs that he's placed on his head. Man, he's done himself. He's done himself. I don't understand ballistics. Mate, I might not. I ain't a ballistic expert, right? But I'm almost certain your nasal strength is gonna be heightened. Surely. Not a gun expert. Man, the world is a weird place, right? So I'm gonna TVA. Yeah, you're right. He'd take the whole fucking table, never mind the line. It's like, man, get that ashtray off the table. He's getting his nose down there, vroom, straight up there. It's like any cars parking up, vroom, all of a sudden in your fucking living room. How's that happen? He's just snorting a line off this table, and half the neighbours are now in the fucking living room. They were just walking past with a mask on. Oh, man. Crazy times. I dread to think what's. Can you snore? I mean, maybe that's the good thing. Do you snore? I mean, what if you're nasally? What if you've got mucus? Oh, man. I mean, that little bit of a carriage you got there can help because it can either load this. Let's not go there. I'm not a ballistic expert and I'm not a naval expert, but we all know what can hide around there, yeah? It's one of them orifices that, man, it's like a fucking cubbyhole in it. All kinds of shit in there, pardon my French, right? So without that, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I don't want to digress any further on that. But what is going to happen? You can't shoot off your nose like that. Oh, crazy, crazy times. But you know, it got me thinking. It got me thinking as I can't stop. And that's probably part of the frigging problem, innit? How to just lobotomize yourself and not go there. But it did get me thinking on the alien subject, in a sense, because it is a true phenomena. It is a subject that is worthy of debate and is very intellectual when you break down the different facets within what is the UFO phenomena. So I don't want to cheapen it by ripping his ass apart, or his nose rather, with his black alien stuff going on. You know what I mean? Seriously. I want to be a kangaroo, right? And I want to be an albino kangaroo. How about that? Yeah. So have we got a surgeon that's going to do that for me? Because I want to be a albino kangaroo. And I want to have a pouch, and I want to have the pouch with a big fucking flower on it, all embroidered with pearls, right? And that's how I want to be. So I don't think it's within anyone's rights to tell me I can't be like that. And I need to go through the medical processes in order for that to happen. And then I'm going to come online and I'm going to fucking sorry. But don't come at me talking about wanting to be a black alien, right? When there's fuck all wrong with you. Pardon me French. Pardon me French. So you couldn't do that. Oh man, I can't even get through the stream. I can't get through it. Oh, wonder if he's BMX. Oh, ET phone. Oh my God. It's crazy what some people will do to themselves. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to have a chat with it on this stream. I was going to go somewhere else on this stream, but it means probably making it a two probably plus hour stream. And I'm not going to do that because it will cheapen what is at the back end of it. Just to give you a little preview, I did want to talk about UFOs, certain studies with UFOs, different projects that I've got in with UFOs. I've got various stills. I've compiled a video of 40 minutes long of just UFO sightings. All different facets of it. But because this has run over far longer than I realised, and I'm glad it did because we've had a novel and I'm going to stay here with you having a novel on this subject. But it means that I'm now going to hold that separate stream as the alien question stream. So as a question to you guys, would you be up for me doing that stream, just relaying everything that I've just said to you, rather than do it now, which is going to be at least an hour and a half? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we've got one in there. Cool. Phil's up, Red Pill Phil's upping about. Yeah. Yes, right. Let's do it. I mean, this is something that I was looking into, freaking hell, the early 80s. The early 80s. And one thing I will do, this was what got me going on it. And I'll go back to fucking knobhead in a minute. But this is let me show you one photo as well. But this is what got me going. This guy's book, right? That book, Communion. Let me get rid of the comment there. That book really blew me away, right? I'll never forget the guy actually was on Terry Wogan, do you believe? And Terry Wogan ripped him, and I mean ripped him, ridiculed him, because it was all about an abduction. I think a film was made later on, decade so later. Christopher Walken was in it. I didn't like the film, but the story, and it is a phenomenon. Cattle mutilation is a phenomenon. Whether it is alien is hard to ascertain. When we talk about Black Project, I mean, this is what I'm saying. You've got to be balanced here. I'm not just automatically, but going off different theories, going off of theories of ancient civilizations, oil paintings. You know, before we lived in this technological society, they've been talking about this. They've been displaying it. They've been drawing about it. They've been documenting it. So, yeah, in the 21st century, it's probably the most difficult time to actually talk about it because of the technology, because of the CGI, because of the drones. and because of phenomena that can maybe put down to modern day living. I can get that. So I'm ultimately not going off on a tangent here and everything's alien based, but there's some funky shit a go on in all over outside of what we regard as this plane. And that is irrefutable. It's whether you actually want to look on the degree of what possibly could be out there, but it has to be agreed upon that point at least. The vanishing. Yeah. Well, you know what I found? Just looking at videos on this, because I was researching this late 80s, mid 90s, and then I kind of went off because you go on a journey, don't you? And every now and then I'll hear about sightings and this reporting and that bit of leaked footage that makes me think, all right, okay, you know. But other than that, I don't really delve into it that much. I've got my own beliefs and what I truly believe. And when you hear about a man, the Drake equation, the Drake equation tells you on a level of probability, you'd actually be ignorant. And I'll say that you'd actually be ignorant and unintelligent to suggest that there's no life external from our plane just because of the probability and the expansion of the space out there. It's ridiculous, and the amount of planets and everything else. So it's fascinating. It really is fascinating. But what I found is getting the information over the past few days. I thought, all right, if I'm going to get some YouTube clips, I want to get them. I want to, oh, I remember this in the 90s, or I remember that. Can I find any of them clips? No, I can't. And it's been frustrating. Some of them are found and some I can't. So maybe it'll give me a chance to maybe go a little bit deeper and find the clips and just have a little look. But you're talking about sightings, mate. I'll show you one more. You might have a laugh, you might take the piss, right? This is a photo of me out, not me, but I was outside my house, and this was, I'd say, several hundred feet, a few hundred feet up in the air from my house, right? Let me show you this. Don't know whether you can make out what there. It's in the center of the screen. Yeah, it's an object, funny looking object, just levitating. It was actually moving around. It was the weirdest thing. I was walking home with my two children, picked them up from school. They were looking down, skipping about. They were only young. It was primary school. And I was looking up and I seen this object. Now, if I said to you that this object was not only rotating and moving, but it was reforming, it was the strangest thing to look at. It was virtually, as it was moving, it was changing shape. Quite high up, but I could see it enough to know that I can totally understand and observe when I can see something reforming. It was silver, the light was glistening off it, and there was elements of like a glisten every time the light caught it as it was reforming and moving round. It was bizarre. I got my ass home and I was stood outside here. My daughter was here, who my eldest, we were both looking at it. She was as perplexed as I was. And a neighbour who no longer lives round here come and joined us. He didn't know what the hell that was. Ended up getting a pair of binoculars. Couldn't work out what was going on. Took one photo. The thing I regret is not getting element of dimensions. So show a building to show how high that photo was, and to get moving pictures. I'll always beat myself up over that, because this is what you want. You need to be able to prove it within your own mind before you start showing the world. But And when I do a close up, I've not had it professionally analysed. I would love to have it analysed. Okay, but this is what I've done on a very basic level, just on the computer. That is the ultra close up. So, like I say, that was just floating around. It was moving, it was rotating. The other weirdest part about this is when that was moving, it looked at one point like it was a person. Why do you say that, Phil? That is even more ridiculous, Phil. The reason why I say that, because when it rotated at a certain angle at one point, the legs were apart. And when I say the legs were apart, let me get this off if I can. So your legs are together like that, yeah? Your head is here, your legs are there. The legs were apart. And at the other point, they joined back again. So whatever it was, same again, I can't say it was I don't know. Human-like, if you imagine feet, legs, arms with the arms pointing down and going up to the neck and the head. Am I right to assume that? No. Have I got scientific evidence to back that theory up? No. I do know what I see, and it's something that I will never forget. Just like when other individuals see things that they will never ever forget. I've got some form of documentative evidence, but not enough. And I'm gutted about that. But that is the strangest thing, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Yeah, let's go through some comments here. It looks like I've missed some. Ba-da-ba-ba. Right. The narrow path is the truth. Or at least being honest with yourself. Even if people don't want to believe in your what you perceive as a shared truth. So I agree with you there. Yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah. It's manifested by human beings. You can be angry or you can be not angry. How many times have we done it? Is that an evilness coming out of you, or is that its manifestation of it something that's negative? So it's a negative spirit in a sense. And then someone said, calm down, calm down, calm down. After 5 minutes, you'll calm down. So you can do it. So it's whether you've got the control to be able to stay there without rising. And that is the ultimate conscious journey, isn't it? I can't say I can do that either. So created by our egos. Yeah, to a degree, you're right again. You know, your ego can make you do all kinds of nasty things because you're the badass, you're this, you're that, and it can then get you to get other people to do things because of your ego and then inject their ego and they. So it's very destructive indeed. Slightly off subject, but I've seen a real ghost 10 years and I well, I can't say anything about that, sir, because same again, phenomena. We've got to understand that we live on a plane that ultimately we're probably presiding on one element of it, and there's probably things going on all around, up and down, around and below us that we can't ultimately understand and explain. Ghost being one of them. I feel I've had an apparition at some point in my life. Same again, without sounding like a proper. I'm not. No, I'm the most rational man you'll be able to speak to in a sense. Don't always get it right, but at least I can hear and I'm open minded. And maybe that's the thing because I'm open minded, I'm open to the possibility of these. I don't ultimately go, yeah, it's true. But I tell you what is true, the narrative in which that we are told, that's not true. So from what the position you feel when you're waking up to the position where they're telling you we're actually at, there's a big chasm there. There's a big spectrum. And for me, the hiding truly what civilization's all about, what humanity started from, its origins, where we come from, you could actually argue, what our true intentions are, what our true power is. The hiding.
There's nothing to hide.
There's nothing to hide at all.
Nothing to hide at all. Yeah. We know. Fundamentally, any individual knows that spiritually, you know you're worth more on this planet than what you're currently being treated as. You know, ultimately, the value of what you are as an individual, you know, ultimately, the joy, the love, you know, that can transcend and change the world. So, you know, with that little drip there, you can change humanity like that. So, you know, fundamentally, as a human being, we are living life as a deficit. A deficit. You could actually say when you're born, you're actually at the best point because you've not had any experiences. As the experiences into the system, which is up and down and full of narrative, that is for me where it goes down. As you're growing, when you're a baby, your first day, nothing's wrong because nothing's happened to you. But maybe that's just me over philosophizing. You know, who knows? Who knows? Boom, you got it, Phil. I've got summit, mate. I've got summit. You know what I mean? We've all got it. We've all got it. Whatever it is, we've got it. Yeah. And they're keeping us away from what the actual truth is. And it's not just media, it's academia, it's everything else. Now, not to suggest that every single person that works within them fields is ultimately, because that's a tinfoil hat way of looking at it. No, not at all. But fundamentally, the most intelligent person won't be able to answer the question as to why we're here. So really, we get up Monday to Friday, we pay our taxes, we have 2 holidays a year, we watch a bit of TV, and that's it. There's been so many studies on how much of the brain we actually use, what power the brain can have. The brain can work things external from the body. The brain, through telekinesis, can move things. Powerful. But they don't tell you that. You don't get any training on telekinesis in school. They don't want to heighten you. They don't want to give you conscious spiritual enlightenment. Do they? They want to ram it into your head that it's good to be a black alien. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't be. Yes, I can. I've got a brilliant Manchester accent, but every now and then I get all really down and dirty to the nooks and crannies of the Mancunian accent, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, it just goes like that. And I can't help it, brother. You know what I mean? Just got to do it. Because if I don't do it, it'll just twist up. It'll twist me up. Ah, kid. Apologies. On a clear night, look up closer. There are loads of moving lights and go, oh, mate, dude. And this is where I love this. I love the fact that you're embracing. You're embracing the fact that I'm going here and you're not going, ha ha, Phil's gone off on one. Unsubscribe. You know what I mean? Because not everyone is here. But you've got to round it all up, you know? And there's one thing I've tried at home. And it's something called the sun obliteration technique? Has anyone ever tried it? Anyone ever tried it? It is the most fascinating thing that you will ever do. I've got videos of it. I could show it, but they're quite boring to watch. It's a very precision based thing. You have to have the video camera positioned in the right area and obscure the sun to such a degree where you then are not obscured by the sunlight, the sun rays, which means that technically speaking, you're seeing out further into the atmosphere. Yes, Daz. And because of that, the shit you see flying about in all different directions, speeds, trajectory, it is fascinating. Same again, not to say all of it is unexplained, because a lot of it will be pollen, dust particles, shit blowing around. But when you're watching, it's like a fucking motorway, right? Dude, things crossing over all over the place. If you've got wind, does wind cross like that? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. You have to look at the footage and make up your own mind. None of this is me telling you it's real. This is me saying that it's fun, freaky shit. You really get your head into it. So I'm sending texts in. So yeah, I'll do that. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I've had a good conclusion from this because I've got a video there, good to go, right? In the next few days, I'm going to hold a live stream and we can do this. We can walk through the video and we can bring up bits of stills. If you want to bring up any comments, if you've got any links, anything that's gone, Phil, show this. We'll get it up, we'll look at it, and we'll have a proper walk through it all. I don't mind. I've just shown you a photo there that some people might go, dude, if you think that's a person in that, you're crazy. Right, well, I know what I've seen. I know the shape of it. I know how you could regard that as some form of as a anomaly. To say, can I categorically say, no, I can't. But what's it doing there in the first place? It's intelligently guided, whatever it was. That thing wasn't governed by the wind. So there's, I could break it down if you want. And because you wasn't there, you'll always have the, well, I can't say that. And I can appreciate that. And that's the problem that a lot of people will find when they're explaining shit to people. That's why, 30 years ago, you'd be laughed at. There'd be people put in mental institutions because they've seen things like that. And they quite happily go, well, I've just seen a man floating in the sky. But then when you look at footage from Brazil and humanoid flight, and you think, oh my God, you just don't know what's going on. Down is up is down, black is blue, red is fucking orange. Like, oh my God. And yet they're telling me it's all right to be a black alien. Nice one, Gibbo. Nice one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll get going now. I've hit the hour mark. Yes. Yeah, a lot of their live footage has shown up so many mad anomalies. Yeah, so many. And if anyone ever remembers the Tether incident, fucking hell, look at that. The Tether incident. STS something or other it was called. I've got it in that footage. Mate, crazy. I totally agree with you. And on our realms of our belief system, it's like slap yourself, go and have a word in the corner, and then re-revise what you've just said to me. I can totally understand it. But when we're on such a low conscious level of the information on what our true capability and where we come from, then it's no wonder. But if we're so much more than that, if there's so much more going on than that, we're prepared to think the elites are up to all kind, but we're not prepared to think that an ultimate fucking space has not got all kinds of funky species going on all around. And to think that we may be somehow some form of a descendant from them, rationale. I'm not saying we are, I'm just saying it could be a probability. Drake equation. Yes, we can, mate. Mate, I'd love to have you on a stream, Double O. Maybe if I get on this stream, I can throw the link out and you can jump in. How's about that? Kid. I saw you. Oh, there we go. Oh, shizzle on my nizzle. Right. I saw a UFO in December 2019, and it happened to be election night about 1:30 a.m. It disappeared in a blink of an eye with a pulse of bright light and the street lights. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now we have to decipher: is that Black Project? Is that alien technology? Is that something that's already here, but it's just got the possibility going? I want to see. I want to show you. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Is it? I'm not saying it is. All I do know is that the scientist, the astronomer who held and was the major contributor for Project Blue Book, he was one of the major skeptics when he started. He wasn't when he fucking finished. He was a believer, yeah, because they were inundated with stuff that they could not explain, but they were too busy telling people that there's nothing to say. Nothing to say. I'm not hiding nothing. Honestly,
There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to hide at all.
Full of it, man. Full of it. So we know. We know it. But anyway, I'm going to call it a day there. I've had a great stream. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to work on collating for this next one. Yeah. Be a nice stream just to chat about it. All kinds of fun and weird and wonderful things. Yeah. So we'll look forward to that. Right. Okay. I shall look into that. Yeah, they're talking about that more and more, aren't they? But you know what? I don't want to go off topic because this was slightly on this, but I'll address that, mate. Certainly will address that. So I'm going to say thank you very much for jumping on, guys. As ever, it's always been a pleasure. Thanks a lot for all your support all the time. There'll be other material coming up. There's other uploads going to be done in the next few days. So have a great weekend. Try and stay blessed, try and stay positive and on a higher conscious level than what these guys would like you to be at the moment. Remember, we are the 99. We have the power, guys. Love you all. Thanks very much. Even the pissing eight.
I love you. 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 Even the pissing haters. I love you. 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 I love you.